I need to explore depression more because I think I have it. Especially when summer heat is fucking scorching the earth and I can barely function as a human being. Maybe I'm not taking care of my responsibilities properly and my priorities should be changing because of this. Like, I've tried to do the Trump video and I realized I have an empty brain. I don't have any sanity to be able to share any important thoughts about anything. The best I know is how democracy has to function. And the voting system is actually backwards. You should just be able to accept certain things or reject certain things. So it's like, I like this person and I like that person, you know? And maybe you don't like Biden because it's impossible to like an old man that's like ridiculously low quality or drained or way too old to be a human being that people can accept. And Trump is acceptable simply because he has to take revenge. That was my point. And past that point, I couldn't make any more points. Which is good and bad at the same time. Like, I could make a 5-minute video about this and release it. No big deal. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe I'm not just prepared to do what I have to do and use my 4 channels to full potential. So that's a first step. Alright. Full potential of 4 channels. Rocket ship to the stars. Then we have that dragon thing. And I don't know how to draw dragons. So it's just whatever. We have the main channel with the main course of where we're going. What I'm trying to take care of. And that's another important thing to not forget. Because the pivot point is tilting towards rewind. All the work, or all the allowances and freedom is over. Now I have to concentrate on this thing. And then finally, the shorts, guys. The short videos. But not actually shorts. Alright, so that's something to analyze. One thing I'm also thinking is going to help me be less depressed and keep my sanity is just holding on to things that I already have made way in the past, guys. Just have fun looking at the progress I've made.
Description of depression. This is how I would describe my intention as well. I want a simple life. I don't even want to.
This makes me more depressed when knowing I'm recording from like a phone and audio quality is fine. Almost something how I want to sound like. Jesus. I mean, I did have a microphone, I think. I don't know, it's hard. And this is a laptop, but I still should be recording from a phone. I don't even know, man. Fucking 6 years ago. So yeah, simple life? That's a very deep saying, I would say. Wanting a simple life. I mean, we got ourselves a pretty cool clue. To the point that it's stunning and I have no idea what it means. But the feeling is pretty interesting. If your life was actually simple and nothing bothers you, depression wouldn't fucking happen. I swear to you guys. Depression is happening when you stretch yourself out too much and you're trying to do things that no longer works. So you have your circle of things and you're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna do this thing. And it doesn't work. And you're like, what? What do you mean it doesn't work? You try again and it doesn't work. And then it's like, what the Am I not, like, defined by this thing that I'm trying to do? And no. Hopefully. Because that would be, the greatest insult of all time if something it's supposed to be able to do doesn't work. Like, if I'm the greatest programmer and I don't know how to do programming, that would be so fucking bad. But my job is actually not programming, funny enough. It's nothing. Programming helps quite a bit, but it's just making sure that it all works out. If it doesn't work out, I can retract and not do it. It's just growth. That's my job. Grow into whatever biggest thing I can get to. When I did Peace Pop, I also felt this same feeling over and over again that I feel. At some point I get bored and sad and depressed of, like, at some point during the video, I get some sleep and I come back and it no longer works. The video just stops fucking working, bro. At some point, it just cuts off and feels like shit. Because I don't have enough sanity to hold everything together. And the best way to actually fix the damn thing is to restart. Rewind, restart, bro. It's fucking insane. And start all over again. And if I fail the second time, it's probably a good indication to not do the damn thing and switch to something else. Meaning that I might not want to do that many videos. I just want to learn to be successful more often. If I'm successful in making a video like 85% of the time, and the quality of the video is like 60%, even when I succeed, if I can bump these numbers up, that's a pretty important skill. The quality is no joke, it's like exponential shit that gets out of control. The moment people taste good quality videos is the moment they get addicted. And you have a permanent fan base you might not even know. One mysterious thing, I guess, is drama. It's always the most mysterious thing, and it shouldn't be mysterious. But in this case, it is mysterious, because something is going on. People are attempting their own versions of drama, and it's like children playing with matches. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're thinking that just like setting things on fire is dramatic. And it is sometimes, in very rare occasions, when you set fire of a good person home, then it's drama. And I feel like they got a taste of that, and that's it. So what? Do I have to create an evil version of myself and start drama with people who, you know, don't deserve it, but still kind of deserve it, you know? Because the biggest drama happened when I touched Penguin, and Penguin is seemingly a good person, but not good enough. You know, I can still beef. And, you know, I definitely want to start drama against Mr. Beast. This is the coolest thing ever. And maybe that's what summer is about. But clearly not. No, I gotta stay chill. By all means. Like, I already have low levels of sanity, and drama can definitely go all the way to the winter season. So, if I want to do that, and if I want to do a exclusive Me is Evil channel, I can do that too. The funny thing is I can just make infinite channels. The depressing part is that it doesn't work. Just to make a different channel, YouTube requires you to like upload at least 50 videos for you to be identified as a YouTuber. Like, it's fucking crazy. 50 videos. Or you have to just upload an insanely high quality video. But I don't think YouTube likes that. You literally need to flood to be able to identify yourself by yourself. So, Ignorito channel was not making any views for a long time. And it's still not identified what I'm doing with this by any means. And then I hit the clickbait jackpot, you know, easy. Then I realized I can get some extra views from the drama that's already happening, no big deal. And I can promote simple stuff like achievements much more easily. So that's cool. I made it a little bit strict on like timing, how much time I allow myself, and then I reset over and over again. And it still feels like I'm in a dead zone of like, have I improved? Am I good enough? How am I supposed to test anything? I don't know, man. You know, at least I learned how to drink water. Let me grab some more. Rewinding a 1 hour video, though, is kind of stupid. And maybe I just have to, like, pivot to making Ignorito videos until they're not Ignorito at all. They just level up to my main channel. I need a better strategy. But most importantly, I want a simple life, bro. That's the craziest shit. You know who lives a simple life? Sniper Wolf lives a simple life. I'ma just react to TikTokies. And then people get jealous for her living a simple life. That's the whole point, guys. You can be jealous and start drama about it, so everyone knows and everyone is jealous of the same thing. Or you can just, you know, accept defeat immediately, like I did, and I'm like, I want the same thing. I want to just sit back and react to TikToks, guys. Is what I want. There's no escape. And I kind of do the same thing, except my TikToks is just like roaming around YouTube and finding content creators that are somewhat legit. And well, technically, if I watch enough content and I stitch it together into some kind of coherent piece, that's a video for my main channel, I guess. So another strategy is just collecting information. I'm trying to do that often enough on the spot. And it's a very tough one. I feel like I would need special coding for that. So the boxes actually work finally, because they do not. It didn't even save the size. Oh, this is so sad. Like, I can make it big and it's not gonna save the size. What the fuck? I hate everything, bro. When that shit breaks as well. When the stuff I'm doing is unstable, it also demands a rewind or the purge of everything. Surely. The normal response is just fix it. That's the whole point. And it often works. In terms of my YouTube videos, I can't fix anything. I can't even stitch two videos together. I can't even do that, guys. I would make an actual special episode on stitching two videos together, of learning that, because it's impossible. Unless you're using editing software, which I don't want to use because it's genuine, ridiculous amount of time. I have to have like 2 computers or something. And even that sounds like a nightmare. No, just stitching 2 videos together, impossible. Level impossible. Which kind of drains my abilities as well. But also asks me to adapt and still carry the flag, because as crazy as people's technologies are going with AI and everything, we don't even have a simplest function of stitching videos together. We actually don't have that. People think my sorting system cannot possibly exist. This does not exist. And it's the greatest mystery of all time. There's no easy way to stitch videos together. Even though they're the same format, everything's like simple. There's a lot of video players that can play our stupid contents and can recognize it of how to stitch it together, I imagine. We can switch from one video to the other. What's the difference of stitching them together? It's insanity. I watched 3 tutorials already, and I feel like betrayed. I feel like this stacks onto my depression. I have one thing, I have one chance. If I screw up this chance when making videos, it's over, man. I have to start all over. If I lose sanity. It's the fucking scariest horror game ever, bro. Making YouTube. And even after you're done, you're still in the hands of the audience. Betraying you as well. They start with 0 sanity, and you're lucky if they fucking feed on something somehow. They find something useful out of the video. Like, it's fucking nightmare. How do people do it? It's a miracle. But people put enough work and they fake all these superpowers. They fake it. Through effort. Through effort that nobody deserves to, waste themselves over. People just don't understand how difficult it is to make YouTube videos. People don't understand how difficult it is to do anything in life until they start doing it themselves, and they're like, oh shit, I will now respect you because you blah blah blah. And it's like, well, people don't care. And that definitely adds to depression as well. So what? Did I say depression is bullshit? Well, that's not going to be easy to debunk. Especially when I spent 2 hours talking about it. But I talk in a way that I'm like, you can defeat the depression. It's not a big deal. It shouldn't be a big deal. And every single demon that you can name is also defeatable, is also weak. You just pick up the best tools you have, and you can start smacking it. And depression is definitely one of those things. But every single time you defeat it, and it comes back slightly stronger. In this case, it's fucking full-on blasting heats with humidity mixed 30 degrees every single fucking day now. It feels like, at least. But, like, damn. We're on to some fucking terrible rides. I hate summer, if that's what summer is all about. It's lasting, like, a couple of weeks. But it's not just that, it's just noise in general. Noise from everything. The noise that evolves into insanity. Absolutely, bro. Crazy. Even as I speak, some fucking 2 cats found each other and started fucking harassing. Noise, guys. Noise from the purge. It's just a flare of the apocalypse is the flavor. Nothing we can do about that. There's always going to be that one bad thing happening that you have to adapt to. And at least learn from it. And I at least have the power to complain in every video I make that this is happening and it's the worst. Alright? Like, you can't do something worse than that. Like, if I'm not stressed out from all the fucking garbage that's surrounding me, if I'm having normal relationships with people, and I can stop them from doing stupid shit, yeah, sure, this is fine. But we're talking about nightmare modes of life, not a simple life. A nightmare. Something I have to live through to understand how cool it is when I'm out of here. You know, when I'm doing something normal. Because you can have all these cool things. You can have a cool computer. Internet could be cool, and you could build yourself the software. That sort of works to some extent. You can have hot women across the internet collected and organized neatly. And guess what? The outside world will still poke holes into you. It's not gonna let you just live normal life. A normal, simple life. Because there's nothing progressive about it. It's like I reached this level, and technology is progressing to some extent, but everything is slowing down and also scaring people of like, okay, what do we do to progress to the next level then? Do we just trust AI? And I tell you this, trusting AI is insanity, bro. So we're definitely gonna lose if we just trust AI. Something about AI is just more eerie than you think. Okay? A little bit more eerie. You know, people are creating this theory of like the dead internet, and that's because of AI. It feeds them the information of like, well, the internet is dead. We have this technology that could have killed the internet and replaced it with the AI version of the internet, where just like robots posting random things because they generated those random things. But the internet is actually dead, and we're now isolated in a world where nothing actually existed this whole time. It's all fake. Let's not fucking do that, please. Let's not do that. But that's how quickly AI just completely obliterated our sanity. It killed the internet. Like, what? That quickly? It stole all the jobs that quickly as well? So there's something very eerie and painful about this. It's like we're progressing in the wrong direction. That's also depressing. You know, it's like, what? We're gonna have even less human interactions. Social media is gonna be even less social. The Facebook has been killed by AI pretty much. Is that what we're saying? Like, none of this is good so far. Just because you can generate AI music and all the AI things, like, that does not outweigh the negatives, which it always has to do. All the benefits have to outweigh the negatives. And so far, I'm not sure about that. It's like, back in the day, we have invented nuclear weapons. But now we're sort of like getting drawn, our souls getting sucked as if the nuclear weapon is being made against humans. Except it doesn't deal damage, it takes away sanity. But just like nuclear weapons took away sanity, as well. It definitely changed the world. So, whenever technology finds that singularity, things get really fucking crazy really fast. And AI is one of those things. And this is why even Elon Musk lost his fucking mind. He's just like now the arbiter of AI as a horror film and that sort of stuff. And he's an arbiter, he's an influencer that just gave in to the fear of AI, which is his decision. It is what it is. He thinks it's such a cool thing, and nobody else does it quite like him, so you can't blame the dude. But it just shows that AI steals sanity as well. And it potentially shows that a lot, well, first of all, now that AI is off the chain, people are losing sanity potentially faster than ever before. And when people lose sanity, then you're gonna get depressed. For me, I lose sanity to like 90% and I will be depressed because I don't feel as smart as I used to be before. You know. And sometimes when I make a video, I'm hitting those pinpoints and I'm like, shit. Just like right now. Like, well, I'm investigating, I'm doing something successful. I'm figuring things out. I'm still at peak performance. That's very good. So yeah, depression is failure. Failure that sort of takes away toll of your prized possession, your title. You can't be more depressed than that. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, other people allow themselves to drop their sanity to like 60%. 50. Just keeps dropping until they turn into demons. And yeah, whoever attacked Trump, that was sanity level of like 20%. And it's incredibly scary. Like, there's no such thing as political violence. You're not supposed to do any of this shit. But it's just a school shooter who targeted not the school, but a politician. And it's a very weird thing to happen. I'm not gonna lie. It's like high school kids trying to take over the world and trying to start a civil war just because they potentially can do that. I mean, I don't feel like a weak person myself, and I still am a high school level fucking brat. I never evolved into having a job. So, fuck yeah, bro. I'm closer to high school than being something special. I am labeling myself as YouTube CEO. I just don't get paid in any resource besides sanity. So if I lose my sanity, I lose everything. You know, I can't drop below this number. I have to be the most sane person, which is why you can't subscribe and follow and all that shit. Because that's what you can expect. You can put pressure on me if you want. I do lose sanity when I get subscribers. You must understand. I do lose sanity when hate comments attack me, all that shit. But usually I just win it back over, right? I win it back over and I simplify it, normalize it. We get to that point again. So yeah, I found myself a deep-seated problem. Let's keep going.
That Shikamaru has is simply doing whatever he likes and trying to minimize responsibility. First place.
Yeah, because of social stuff. Just expressing emotions usually gonna result in you liberating yourself and fixing yourself. Just socializing with people. Eventually the story's gonna come up. The political news shit. that you're not supposed to report. Because you're not going to find your own special formats in reporting news. It's completely pointless. The man I'm subscribed to, The Poll, does a perfect job. And I don't recommend, anyone trying to beat that. So it is what it is. I don't know who has crazy-ass insights. But yeah, you feel bad, you post it on social media. And it's, in fact, feeling bad is the moment you should do it. Because that shit helps. Now, when celebrities do it, they are forced to socialize. I'll tell you that much. They're forced to socialize in order to solve their problem. And it's going to be a funny thing. Because, again, I have someone in my radar that is doing exactly that. They feel bad, but they feel like they can be a comedian. And they can just laugh at themselves and be like, haha, everything's fine though. Even though I feel bad, so I'm gonna fucking do all these funny jokes. That's so funny, guys, I swear. And it's just such a cringe thing to look at, but that's what allows me to exist in the background of like, well, you lost sanity, so you will need me. Trust me. And that's what it is. Socializing when you feel bad is actually the best time to do that, not when you want to flex and fucking pretend that you're at top of the world. Then you're gonna make a lot of enemies. And when you make enemies, they're not gonna tell you outright that they're your enemies. They're just gonna be there, sit there, thinking that you're living a good life. And you can be taken advantage of, to some extent. It's just how it is, man. A good example of that is that when you socialize, people are gonna start asking you questions of like, where do you live? How are you doing? How's your family? And sometimes they're gonna get those greedy answers of like, oh, so that's what it is. You can find that across like TikTok. Sometimes you're gonna bump into something that feels like a bad thing is about to happen. Alright? A bad thing's about to happen to a person who's oversharing. So, and that's when they should actually share. Because when you share when something bad happens to you, and it's all that to social media, actually good people gravitate towards that. You have to do it in a genuine way. That you genuinely understand why bad thing happens, or at least that it did, of like why it's bad. And then you get actual help, I imagine. Like even I feel like I'm uploading shit TikToks, but as long as I'm like asking for people's help, that's kind of like the most important thing I'm doing when it comes to building my profile. Asking for help. It's kind of funny. But you must do it in a way that you're not oversharing and not flexing too many things. Because you can just simply lose that, Unless you're a celebrity and you're established and you have security, and losing things is like very difficult for you, then your social level is actually so high that it doesn't matter what you do. Everything works. In fact, having low self-esteem and saying that something is bad is not exactly good for you. It's pretty obvious. Because you have ways to fix it. So you can like ask questions of like, is this bad? Should I be worried? That sort of stuff. You don't even have to be direct. But anyone who is lower level, I have to just share how it is and try my best, obviously, while I'm sharing it, explain it to myself. Because again, I'm socializing with against nobody. Because everyone's just narcissistic, thinking that the video's for them. And it's just like not the case, unfortunately. The video is for me, but you might be able to use it. Maybe. Until my practice works, I can't talk about it too much either. Because it genuinely has to work, but it is working. I love where things are going, as I've said. Someone having a hard time admitting that they have to genuinely say that their life sucks, right? Just genuinely admit. So I have to do the work for them and try to pull that shit out of them. The closest I have ever gotten, technically, is the Piper Kurda thing. Alright? Where she just comes out as like, well, my life is like normal, like everyone else. And then it's like, what? No, but you're an actress. Like, it's supposed to be easy. Easier. And give you a better payment. And then you have the social level as well. Above everyone else. But that's just how it is. It just makes the person more relatable, better, when they are actually vulnerable. And it makes the person a lot worse when they just keep on flexing and twerking their butts in your face. They're just flexing their safety of how nothing can possibly happen to them, and it just infuriates everyone. In my case, unfortunately, my life is so fucking horrible that I complain almost every video. In normal situations, people don't complain because they can fix their problems one way or the other. Or they can just lean on to the, things that already are working fairly well. And most importantly, they can just complain to someone else, not the entire internet. I don't have the luxury, so I treat the entire internet as a place where people want to sit down and listen to me. It's pretty delusional, but I'm gonna keep that. Keep that delusion because it's better than anything else. What are my options? Zero options. Exactly. I haven't found alternatives. I haven't found anything better. I'm just trying to fucking force this tool to work. And the moment it starts working is gonna be a fucking miracle. Because again, technically, funny enough, no socialization has to happen. The reason why celebrities are that fucking powerful and anything below them is so weak is because they socialize with each other. They spread their power evenly. So no one is behind. If someone is successful in a celebrity world, everyone is successful. That's the whole point. Obviously, they're also all going down at the same time. Just for funsies, we can make that happen. But in the lower level, socializing is actually not allowed. It is not something that makes sense. What actually makes sense, because you can't like socialize with your fans. That's too low of a level. How do you filter who is better, who is good enough? Also very difficult. Trying to socialize with higher level is just difficult. Maybe you're not just there yet. How are you gonna carry yourself this fucking high? And only just a handful of people get to that level. Some people will have to slow down a little bit. So in this position, if you're somewhat successful, You're trying to like chill and trying to keep that for as long as possible. And just slowly progress every relationship you can get your hands on. Just slow progress, I think, is fair. Not just explosive shit of like, oh, you like me, we can spend this and that amount of time together. It's just like, nope. But in a way that it's not socializing, is just doing a bunch of weird shit. It's kind of influencer style collab thing. It's not socializing, guys. What Mr. Beast is doing is not socializing. These weirdos. He's just putting them in the box. If you have seen the latest Mr. Beast video, which is the YouTubers fighting for $1 million. 50 YouTubers, right? They're just being put in the box and they're sort of forced to socialize, but it's not important to the plot even. It's just something that's there, you know. And Logan Paul, I've watched his take on this. He was just like able to clean his reputation. He took an opportunity on that. That's not socializing. Like, none of these YouTubers have shown true faces in the first place. And they're not supposed to. They're competing against each other. It's just like they needed to spend time somehow. And some of them default into socializing. But again, that's not the point of any of this. The best thing is to tell a crazy-ass story about yourself. Do something impressive. And figuring that out. And I think YouTubers have actually lacked that ability to understand what the fuck they're doing. They're still entertainers. They're still trying to leech Mr. Beast. All of his subscribers, they still try to fucking catch the spotlight. Because $1 million is nothing in comparison to being the highlight of the show in that video. If you can attract 10,000 more fans, you're gonna get one extra $1 million every single year. So it's not a fucking big deal. It's just stealing a little bit of that spotlight in a specific way, and I think everyone kind of failed to do that. And I'm not sure why. Maybe just Mr. Beast videos are still boring as fuck. And you also don't know how he's gonna edit the videos. So that's kind of tough. So yeah, Logan Paul was just like sniffing around for like, are there any haters actually? Oh, there are no haters. Okay, we're good. I solved all the problems. And it's like, what the fuck did you expect, bro? What did you expect? What is his goal? Because Logan Paul just became the fucking laughing stock of like running out to destroy a plate, breaking the rule just to do something stupid. And it's just like, wow, we got the same Logan Paul that apologized for being stupid. Fuck yeah, let's go. Now I have to translate this because I'm being a hater. I have to translate this into something sanity related. My first big task, or I will fucking flip upside down because this video is failing already. When deep waters. Yeah, so I think your goal, and as a YouTuber, in those situations when you're collabing, is to start drama, especially when you're collabing with like multiple and you need to stand out. I mean, drama is the only way, isn't it? Is it not? But you gotta be smart about it. You can't be Logan Paul about it. Alright, where you feel like you're doing drama all the time and everyone hates you, basically. And he just fails to do that miserably. fails to identify them haters, and then gives up. His brain just gives up. It's the funniest thing. So yeah, no, you gotta know what you're doing in that sense. Yeah, everything Logan Paul does is drama. Like even fucking shaking Mr. Beast with his two hands. Oh boy. You gotta watch, again, Logan Paul's perspective on this thing. I'm just saying. I'm tripping right now. But yeah, just because you're naturally narcissistic doesn't mean that you can actually perform the narcissistic thing of causing drama. Alright, even myself, I'm realizing that the only fucking videos that work are the ones that cause more drama. And you can still choose whether to make it clickbaity, which is fun, and deceptive. So rage bait, clickbait, boys. And it's like, you can do it in a way that nobody gets mad at it. It's just like you're doing your thing. It's kind of funny. Then there is just simply stating facts. There's my version of drama, which is just like throwing real hates into the pits of hell. And basically no one's safe from that one. Whoever you fucking hate, you can express that. And you can express as viciously as you want. You will still get away with that. Because that's how you feel. And then the fourth way of doing it is a social way of doing drama. And a social way of doing drama is to reveal things about your life. But reveal things about your life that you fucking despise. That people not supposed to see. But the things that they get to see are just trash in your life. You know, just problems you're facing. It's like, well, you can stare at my problems if you want. You can care about my problems. You're not gonna care about my face or how my mom looks like and all that shit. Actually, I would reveal my mom, how she looks like. It's just like, so people talk about it more, right? That's the social way of causing drama. But it has to revolve around you. Not in a narcissistic way, but in a problematic way. That you're showing things that really make no sense to you. The way your life works, I guess. So yeah, I would reveal like my mom, when my mom does stupid things, right? You would do that. Like if your brother fucking becomes fat and fucking ugly and you bullying him, that's the whole point. That's the social way of doing it. You have to sacrifice your entire brother for content to get to that next level. It's so fucking weird. It's weird, bro. It does feel like sacrificial type of thing, but now I'm just like realizing the strategy of like there's no actual escape. You have to play by the fucking rules. That's why you don't get any views. Is because you're not playing by the rules. Like, of course, I can play like Hearthstone forever, but Hearthstone is trying to kill itself. And that's a lot of drama, actually. Hearthstone killing itself, me quitting Hearthstone. That worked. That worked as content immediately. What did not work is just playing Hearthstone until like just something clicks into place. That's a weird thing. So I just realized another very important thing. I would like to skip that though. It would be so nice if I could just skip. Because it's actually possible in life you can skip things. Because maybe your life sucked so bad that the drama is there within you. There's enough drama within you and you're just happy to not be here anymore. And go to the next level, so I'm just hoping that happens, because number 3 is pretty irritating for me, and everyone understands that. I think that it's like my blind spot despite me getting this insight. I don't like it. I don't like that drama rules everything across YouTube, but that's all you're gonna get. You like technically when people watch Mr. Beast videos, they don't think it's entertaining. They think drama in a very weird way of like, well, everyone's gonna talk about it. That sounds like drama, but that's not drama, is it? And they just keep confusing themselves. Yeah, it's popular enough to where it is drama. Everything that Mr. Beast does is drama, but it's very locked behind a couple of layers. Even the Mac videos are drama fuel because makes no sense. What is this guy doing? Why is this guy competing for money? We don't root for the Mac to win because he's just a dude with skills that we cannot relate to. And he's related to other YouTuber. And now he's working for Mr. Beast. And it's just like, what? And now he's filling in for the Chris spot? See, what life Mr. Beast is doing is increasingly more dramatic. And people don't understand that that's why they like it. Like watching Mr. Beast video. It's obviously the most popular dude. But at the same time, there has to be something happening in the background. And Mr. Beast fucking sacrifices something every single episode. Something is sacrificed. Every bit of... a little bit of sanity is sacrificed. One of the biggest changes in Mr. Beast content that you might not have noticed too much, but it's one of the biggest things, is wearing a fucking suit. And that shit's fucking cringe, bro. The moment someone wears a suit is like, that's the end game. For me, that's the end game. That's when they're in a final form. That's when they're not human anymore, they're just businessmen. You know, now they're trying to improve themselves using tactics of cleanliness and high quality, so to speak. But they have to sacrifice the most important thing, which is their fucking soul. So, yeah, Mr. Beast is going down right now. Despite getting more subscribers than I imagined he would get. But he's definitely going down. I just didn't know how he was going to be going down, but now it's pretty obvious. It's like certain sacrifices are destroying his contents, and now it's like it was a pretty big deal to collect all these YouTubers, but, you know. It was still a flop, technically. It felt like just an empty episode of Mr. Beast. Again, something to complain about, but we just revealed the other number and how it works. Drama. Drama will set you free. So, if I'm not doing drama videos, and I don't want to do drama videos, and it seems stupid to me, and very scary, that I have to be higher level or it's bust. So drama that I already participated is good enough. But there's one thing that I do that is still drama. Alright? There's one more thing that I'm actually willing to do. And it's called the dual drama thing. So, alright, cool. Cool stuff. We're towards the ends. It should be the ends. Is the dual drama. So there's Skibbity Toilet and Hightail drama going on. Something, I'm just basically able to predict what drama is actually happening while people are completely sleeping on it and they don't understand at all. It's some videos that I can actually make and get incredible amount of views. And I should be making more of them and clickbaiting people because I would be willing to do that. because people have to learn certain things. So that would actually be a big motivating factor for me to do it. People not necessarily clicking on skibbity drama, but you have to do it in a specific way, and they did. They did click on it when I touched penguin, but I touched penguin in a different way than normal drama videos, so it's even spicier and more insane, and it works immediately. So, because it's all twisted and very deep, and it's happening right now. Again, the factor that it's hard making videos right now is in place. So, hightail and skibbity drama, haha. Just quickly about these two things. Influencers. Technically, again, this is the narcissistic thing when you put 50 influencers together. They quickly realize of like, well, they have to be working together, otherwise, like there's some hater, but why would they be a hater? They're in on it. Everyone's in on it. Everyone wants to profit. So, no one wants to like socialize too much. They just want to like, oh, we're in the box. No, let's just keep doing what we're doing, like whatever, guys. That sort of thing. That sort of feeling. But in order to do what they do, they have to come out of the toilet every single time and ask for the viewer attention. Every time they have to come out and ask somehow. They have to make you click on their videos. And it gets harder and harder to the point where YouTubers are retiring. They're actually giving up. It's not an easy fucking game to play. The landscape is changing. They are giving up. It's fascinating to watch. But some people give up in different ways. And some people give up. Just like Jack's films, like he killed his main channel, but he never really gave up. After drama, he just like made so many twisty twists, bro. And it's just like, well, he's still there, right? But why did he need it to split into a new channel? Doesn't make sense. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. There's some toxic ways to retire. There's some toxic ways to change yourself in order to still do the same thing that you have been doing. That's no longer working as good as it was, but you're still doing it, and you can't retire that easily. You don't see it as an option. You don't see it as a prestigious move. You don't see anyone who could replace you in the first place. So that's interesting. See, like, again, when you collect enough knowledge, you level up to some extent. You get to the next step. You get to do naturally things that are just better than what other people are doing. And that is awesome, right? And that's why life is actually simple. And depression still is bullshit. I am very much content with what we're talking about right now. Although I could delay it. If it's fun, it's not a burden of responsibility, and yeah, that's so important. Like even fucking court order to clean my room. It's like, it's not fun to be told what to do, to be forced, to be threatened. That's not fun. That's not what you want to do. Somehow government's still confused about it. Of like, but it's good for you if we force you. Not every time. You don't have control and capacity to understand most of the things that happen in life that get forced. And how people gonna abuse the force. You're not gonna understand that either. When we have fake media, fake news manifesting, like, technically it's media, it's like, it's useful, you have a choice to turn it off, But it still could be fake. It still could be spreading misinformation, right? And then the misinformation becomes the reason why people want to stop the good media. And just all of a sudden they create such a war zone. And when it comes to skibbity drama, I still haven't mastered it. I have no idea how this is gonna play out. And this is gonna evolve into something else very soon. Because every year I want to just refresh on the name and the aspect of this. So you just have one glimpse. YouTubers are asking for way too much now and delivering way too little. And God knows what else is going on. And they're just crippled by the competition, I think. There's so many things to do on the internet. Like, you're fighting for other people's time. So why are they failing then? Why are they failing? Why are they offering bad things? Are they too greedy or something? Yeah, just a lot of question marks. I'll just talk about the Penguin situation. So, like, it felt like Penguin just isn't changing enough as he's supposed to. To respect the competition, you have to change. You have to try and improve. You have to do something that genuinely works. And the biggest thing is growth. The biggest thing is to not do the same pattern over and over again of behavior. The scams also work, but this scam dies slowly, unfortunately. And that's what makes people retire, if they're scammers. Alright? That's the reason why they lose motivation, and why everyone is gaining motivation, and it just becomes a spiral that flushes down the toxic influencers. We figured, guys. Alright, just a spiral out of control to flush all the toxic influencers who can't keep up with the competition, who can't keep up with other people, not needing to do scams, doing just genuine work, but sometimes they don't get respect and reputation they deserve. But we will work together to fix this, you know? Because again, it's the pyramid, is the spotlight has been taken by just a handful of people. This top 1% thing works with YouTubers too, and it fucking sucks. Alright? Now, the Hytale drama is also ass. You would think it's just a simple act of waiting for the game, but the game has been teased. It's a lot worse than just waiting. It has been teased, just like Diablo. Diablo started this drama, if you haven't fucking noticed. Diablo 3. Taken forever. And it has been teased, and you have still waited 5 years for Diablo. They have tried it. Tried this drama, and it definitely was the fucking insanity, bro. And even after its release, everyone felt like Diablo 3 was absolute garbage. You know. And it's like, what? Why? Well, first of all, you can't even play it. It's not... It has been so secured, so now you understand, like, oh, all these delays is to secure the game, so it cannot be just fucking cracked and freely given to anyone who doesn't pay, like, full price, right? And, yeah, Diablo 3 was pretty insane. The only reason why it didn't turn into drama because it's not being promised as a free game. You know, Diablo 3 was not free. And that's what actually destroyed drama, because, like, oh, I guess businesses can do whatever they want. But Hytale is actually being promised as a free game. That is the craziest move ever. The other Backbone is Bazaar is also being promised as a free game. And it's just like, what the fuck? I could be wrong about this, by the way. I could be wrong, but it seems correct. And even if it's not free, like, people will still buy it for $20, like, whatever, right? If it's $20, fuck it. But it seems to be free. However, it's not free when you have to wait forever. Also, it doesn't have to be free, you just have to be good for the money that you're investing. So it could still be $50 or $60. But if it's like Diablo 3 when you don't know what you're getting, like, it's not even worth buying. So that's a terrible one. Because dollar investment like that, it's crazy. Yeah, you can save up $60. It's still crazy though. You should never pay for entertainment. And you should always learn that factor to not pay for entertainment. But that's just one side of the drama. Again, Diablo 3 tried it, and the fan base is kind of small for it still. But with Hytale, you're talking about Minecraft's fan base. You're talking about the biggest teaser of all time. And that turned into just a horror show of waiting 5 years to get pretty much nothing. And now that Hytale is literally teasing of like, okay, we're very, very, very close, that's when the drama hits its peak. Because, okay, it's not like you have not been close for 5 years now. You could have released something. And that's how Minecraft worked in the first place. So comparing it, Hytale, as inspired game by Minecraft to actual Minecraft, makes things even more obvious of how dramatic this thing is. Because Minecraft has been released since day motherfucking one. And I believe it was free too. At the start. And you can find free versions of Minecraft and all that shit. So, people actually, got sucked into it very quickly. With Hytale, however, it's gonna be dramatic because if Hytale does not exist, how is it maintaining a fan base? It does not. It is actually creating a toxic fan base of people who are waiting viciously and investing way too much time into waiting and pretending that they're actually playing the game, imagining basically. Hytale is one of those Hytales when people are just high and delusional and very, very toxic. They will all already gonna have an initial fucking toxic fan base for the game, as I'm realizing. Just like very fucking weird situation being created here. And the toxicity grows even more when the game is teased. Everyone wants to escape Minecraft and they can't even do that much. Like, you have no idea how toxic shit is. Of a teaser being more popular than potential Minecraft alternatives that already exist. Even that is annoying because it outshadows all these other games that people should be caring about to the max. But they don't get the chance to do that because they just fantasize about Hytale. I don't know how deep this thing goes. But it's definitely annoying to me. And hopefully we can solve these dramas this year to the fullest and move on to the next ones. These ones are very likely to just evolve, and we solve 50% of them and they evolve into something else. The other 50% stays for the evolution. But at least we know what it is. Definitely know what it is. And again, all these retirement videos at the start of the year, yeah. And also, it's a part of the purge to do that. To do just that and see what happens. You know, it's just an experimental thing. It can be reversed. Funny enough. They can just find a reason to reverse it. These are smart people. Just like right now, I'm listening to, my biggest regret, Captain Sparkles. You know, he can just reverse and be like, oh, actually, Minecraft is still very interesting to play right now. But even he is participating in both. Oh man, Captain Sparkles, bro. In both dramas at the same time. He quit YouTube. He retired, right? So he plays into this drama of like, I can't actually keep up with everyone. I can't do contents. It's kind of getting boring and blah, blah, blah. And he's also contributing to Hytale drama because he would not be bored if he would be able to jump over and play a different game that still a huge portion of the community approves of. You know, because the community is Minecraft, the best game imaginable, right? That allows you the most freedom, the most creativity. Hytale would be approved, and we're just quickly shifting to another platform to do our thing, our creative endeavors, basically. And everyone would be very curious of what Captain Sparkles would imagine Hytale to be used for. However, we have a little bit of a gap going on that mixes all these dramas together. So Captain Sparkles is in the middle of it. Right in there, bro. Right in there. In fact, it also adds every YouTube channel that died that happens to be a Minecrafter dying and being toxic. So it would add Dream, a little bit of Technoblade in there, but mostly Captain Sparkles, absolutely, because he's also showing the most sanity of all people of like making videos like these. Definitely makes him stand out, so I give him a honorary position of like crossfire of two things, not just one. And this is probably the best pivot point to move forward from this Captain Sparkles position. So I'm actually very excited. I just brought back to life my, you know, reason to keep living despite depression and super fucking annoying heat that steals my life away. So that was pretty nice. Is that over? We can just chill, guys. We can just chill and watch my thing unfold.
Do as much, cram in as much. Yeah.
Cram? I used cram even? Shit. The previous version I had of myself was pretty good. Also, bringing up things that I wouldn't actually bring up, proper sleep, sunlight, exercise. I wouldn't bring that shit up as a way to defeat depression anymore. What the fuck, man? So yes, chasing sunlight, somehow sunlight would actually make you less depressed. What would make you less depressed is to have ability to gain energy very easily and be able to actually exhaust the energy onto something meaningful. That would be less depressing, absolutely. Unfortunately, nobody's gonna bring you into sunlight and nobody's gonna demand your energy whatsoever, bro. Just walking. And walking is fucking stupid, bro. In order to, like, remove depression, it's gonna make you very depressed. If you're just walking around, fucking hell. Or you're just working, but you're not getting any profits from that. That's also depressing. So this one sucks. Sunlight just kind of fucking sucks. I don't know. Maybe it feels like a source of energy, but I don't care anymore. Now, proper sleep and exercise, absolutely. It's just also not necessarily the thing that's going to motivate you. The thing that we just beat depression with is doing something you like. That's the whole point. Doing something you like. Doesn't matter how much energy you have. Doesn't matter. You can beat sleep. You will still be hanging on of like, okay, this day is going very well, and once I let go, I'm gonna go to sleep successfully. I'm gonna be happy, and that's pretty good. You have to find motivation every single day for every single hour that you're spending. You have to do something, and for a lot of people, art is something that they do very well, but the art has to be excessively meaningful. Just like this is art, and it has to be excessively meaningful. It has to go somewhere. It has to go forward. That's the most powerful part of art. It's a progression of something. So, art, boys. That's how art should be represented. If it doesn't have an arrow, it's not a fucking art. In fact, it should give you a pathway that lasts as long as possible. So if we go out of bounds, I cannot improve this, but it just goes out of bounds. That's art right there. You feel like you're constantly progressing and you're spending the most quality time piecing puzzle pieces together of life itself. Yeah. It's not just to impress other people, which is what art kind of degraded into. It's not about impressing other people. You can impress yourself if you're good at it, if you're good at watching my videos, if you have the skill to watch my videos. That's great. But that's just the main function of art that we figured. So, art technically is one of those things that can allow you to, be constantly socializing, at least with yourself. That's the funny thing. It doesn't matter how many people like it or dislike it, and what they say. None of that shit matters. You're just doing what you have to do to socialize with yourself, because you're your best friend. You are your best friend, and everyone else is just a fucking filler garbage that is not improving fast enough, that don't actually make art. And that's the whole fucking point as well. They are losers. They're not making anything. You cannot sit with their art and admire it. Nope. You just have to take it for what it is. They're making families because they gave up. They are just losers. They're not interesting. The only art is them looking beautiful and potentially flexing on you that they're happy, but it's still fucking garbage. Because they're looking to make a family out of this. And blah blah blah. Is this the same fucking cycle of shit that makes you better? But you have to understand as an artist of why you are better. And how to never give up on making art. Because it's a progression of your life, after all. And this is the way we can never become corrupted influencers. And never be like, oh, I have to delay until my art is perfect and everyone likes my art. Stinky fart is what it is. This stupid hightail thing. When I will release my card game, I will release it not because I put in so much fucking effort, but because I was able to put effort successfully. Right now I can't. Right now there's different forms of art that I have to make. And I can't focus on this stupid fucking card game right now, unfortunately. It's not stupid, it's amazing. It will do amazing things, but I did not think that it's going to be this delayed. And there's going to be higher priorities to focus on, including this mosquito. The blood-sucking mosquito, it killed because he entered the web area. He entered the website. Little mosquito boy. So yeah, now when we're talking about art, definitely You have to have tools, you have to do programming, because that's the easiest way to make art, is with programming. And shit, I'm still bad at it. I'm still bad at it. I learned for years and years. And this one's tough. People pick up paintbrushes and people pick up music as a way to make art, and to women it works. But men always have to fucking innovate and find better ways to do things. Because music is not it. Like, it will get you pretty high if you're fucking successful. But, like, no. It's not necessarily a way to express yourself. It's not gonna be artistic pandemonium. I think the best way to do it is game making. That's the coolest thing you can do. And still not it. What you have to do is software making. Make software, guys. I never knew that it's much better than game making, but software is the fucking backbone of making games. So, of course, the first thing I started thinking about is how to make an engine. And then I'm like, oh shit. I can make any game with an engine, not just a specific type of game. And then, oh shit. I'm just making software now. And I don't give a fuck. And that's my game. Software is my game. Well, everyone else is gonna enjoy something else about this. You know, an evolution, a fruit of my software. That's what people are gonna enjoy in the end. While I'm just enjoying software itself and building it and just making upgrades. And if I can enjoy that, that's pretty fucking awesome too. Just like I can enjoy making thumbnails. This one looks cool. Yeah, when it comes to sunlight and touching grass, there's a funny thing going on. It's a lot of YouTubers are expressing. Most people become YouTubers because they don't want to be touching grass, because grass is evil and stupid. People have so much time to spend on the internet that they just go all in wanting to become a YouTuber. They don't want to spend time with stupid people outside because they're just not good enough. They're low quality individuals. So the moment internet was available, some people chose that over everything else. And funny enough, people even in my Discord, they're just silent pieces of shit. There's blobs, useless. They're probably touching too much grass. And they should be ashamed of that. You know, it's evil, bro. This shit's evil. That's why they cut it outside. I didn't realize. Grass has to be destroyed. People have to use internet more. Or at least be attempted to force into using internet, and then I'm gonna be cool again. You know, because apparently I'm not cool enough right now. For getting 1,000 views, which is like super difficult to do, and I'm super proud of, and not enough people care about it. They don't understand. They don't understand the difficulty level that we're talking about. The thing is just not a part of their lives. The thing is just like, touch grass, you piece of shit. Yeah, eat my fucking shorts is my answer. And the best Simpsons prediction ever. But yeah, touch grass was the last meme that ever was an attempt to kill the internet, and it didn't die. Alright? The meme was not good enough, which should ruffle some feathers. Because if that was not good enough, which is like condescending and stupid meme, and it's like, yeah, that's the whole point. There's nothing outside. You're not gonna fucking do anything interesting outside. Just out of a whim of wanting to do things just because there's people outside. Nothing is gonna happen. Like, you actually have to put effort and have good ideas of what to do, and have to be able to make art outside as well. That's another crazy important thing. If I can make art outside, if I can Pokemon Go and do crazy things with other people, yeah, that would be cool. And I can't do that because it's not that fucking simple. You know, people still don't have tools to make art outside easily. You know, we don't just buy a technological device and all of a sudden we do things. It doesn't happen. The closest we get to outside artistry is when people 3D print tiny things and place them outside. And honestly, that's pretty cool. Just post-it notes would be nice. Posting notes all over the place outside, you know, and people just pick up and post their own notes and shit, just to see what happens. Of what kind of things we want to communicate with each other, but don't want to communicate online. That would be so cool, like, please call me, I'm very lonely type of thing. Like, that would be so cool, right? And we still haven't reached that level where people are posting notes to each other, even though that's such a simple thing, but we simply don't have the technology to do it, even though we have the notes. But the technology sometimes is someone with ridiculous self-esteem finding success in doing so or starting a trend of some kind. So we're still struggling, guys, in making art outside, which is why no one wants to touch your stupid ass fucking grass. There's no art outside, alright? Grass is not art. Grass is not the greatest thing ever to be observed by a human being. It's boring, alright? Women are also boring when they come out outside because, well, you see their outfits. Now the question is like, do I have to come up to them and ask what's up and scare the shit out of them? And scared myself very much, and just make a terrible fucking memory out of this whole situation, because it's never gonna go well. Even if it goes well, it's still fucking scary because now you have to care about the other person that you attracted in a miraculous way, realizing that everything was a delusion, but at the same time you still would have to approach multiple people because this might not be the person for you after all. And this, if that's how you're approaching people, by touching grass, and that's how you win relationships, maybe relationships are still fucking garbage, because across the internet you can actually test a person of how virtuous they are and how invested into making relationships they are. If they can't use the internet to root a relationship easily, the outside world definitely not gonna provide more tools for relationships to flourish. It's just weird how relationships don't work. But when we all went outside and we were touching grass religiously, relationships just came out of nowhere. You know, people are forced outside, people are forced to socialize, and they're not anymore because we have too much technology. It is what it is, guys. And then some advanced places like South Korea is crying of like, why are we not making babies? Have you fucking checked how advanced your technology is? Shut the fuck up then, if you've checked and you know exactly what's going on. They advance their technology just to keep themselves alive. That's how motivated they are in advancing technology. And this noise, bro, it's absolute noise. They advance technology to the point where they can create K-pop bands out of 16-year-olds. Ugh. And it's just like, fucking what? Baby music. And make baby music. And it's like high production shit. It's like, how do you find money and effort for this thing? It makes no sense. And when shit like that makes no sense, like, you have to blame something, and technology is to blame for us not socializing properly, right? And people have done it many times, and that's also can be depressing. Funny enough, any problem, especially worldwide problem that you have to deal with, and you're not even realizing that you're dealing with it, that is the most depressing thing. So the obvious answer is because people are attached to robotic creatures rather than human beings. So of course they're not going to make babies. What the fuck do you think? And of course there's going to be inflation and all these stupid shit. It makes no sense because it's unstable. We're now dealing with the addiction to technology. And the only thing we can say is some rude slang of like Dutch grass that makes no sense. You know, it's not gonna solve anything. It's just gonna make us more depressed. Of like, this will definitely not convince anyone, and magic will not happen because of this. All right, we have to actually learn how to use technology to go outside more. What's gonna convince us to do that? What do we trust? Because like, we want to do it, we just don't find a good reason for it. We want to socialize, we want to fix all these problems, we want to have good relationships. The first problem that has to be solved is that people have to be reminded that relationships are actually important. That's the fucking scariest thing. People have to be reminded that relationships are important. Can you imagine, bro? Because I sit here alone and I have to fucking destroy loneliness every single time. I have to fight against this insanity that's going on, that's dragging everyone down, called loneliness. I mean, I have to call out bullshit for what it is, but I can only do it for so long. I'm playing such an important role across YouTube that you can't even fucking comprehend right now. And every single time I do it successfully, I feel so much better. And I just found myself doing this for a reason. Funny enough, the overarching bullshit video can make the tornado of bullshit. But I'll just label it as like, the depression is bullshit, guys. I swear. It was a pretty successful episode, so no big deal. It also lasted 2 hours.
So that's kind of
Yeah, it is the most depressing thing to be homeless and helpless. Ugh.
the government doesn't want you to find work. You know how they do it? They raise minimum wage and they open their borders. So they create workers and they reduce work by setting up a limit of how much production, how much
That's a funny insight, I'm not gonna lie. Government doesn't want you to work. What?
value YouTube.
Ah, yes, the gamifying work. Still not happening. Why? Why can we not gamify work? We're not even going that direction at all. The only gamified work is YouTube. It's actually gamified. It's actually the most fun experience you can have. And you should be fighting tooth and nail doing YouTube videos. I can say that to myself. I should remind myself that's the only gamified work there is. There's nothing better created ever. And if I don't fight for this, like, we fucking lose. I fight for my country. This is how important it is. I don't just fight for my country. Just the entire world. If we can workify YouTube, workify this game, where like actual YouTube influence actually has influence on people's lives and actual positive influence, that's also incredibly powerful. So on YouTube is a little bit other way around. We started with a game of just sharing videos with each other, and we have to find as much work as possible in this weird game, right? It starts gamified to the max, and we have to put work into it. So it's kind of interesting. Find work, and successful influencers do find work. That's the whole point. They find work, they find income, they find ways to be the best and all that shit. But we still have to, punch Mr. Beast into the button that spreads his wealth across and creates more YouTube channels and creates more accessibility to YouTube. I mean, that's something Mr. Beast isn't interested in himself. And most importantly, YouTube is interested in sucking in as much attention, as much effort as possible. That's how you should be building your websites, is you allow effort. That's why Minecraft is so powerful, is that it allows any amount of effort to manifest. You want to build a small place, a big place, big shelter, small shelter, a whole fucking map, whatever you want to build, you can, well, invest your effort and see what happens. See how community responds, or see how you like it. It's pretty cool shit.
Best cure of depression, because what makes me most depressed is money.
Money and lack of experiences. Because if one place is too hot, then you go to a place which is slightly cooler. Right? You have choices where to travel, and then you have to establish yourself and have places where you're going to have the same software working. You can do the same thing. Or you can do something similar level, whether socializing or playing games or whatever, that would still give you same benefits. But like, escape the environment. The most important, another depressing thing is just repetitiveness of life. Can also fucking crush you. With communism, you wouldn't have that, so you would be able to travel from one place to another because you belong in a community, in a network of people, and still feel like you belonging. You can do productive things everywhere. You're being given tools very quickly. You're being given free food and all that shit. That's the connectivity going on. You can go to anywhere, work at any job, freely, come back whenever you feel like it, and just live a normal life again. And maybe even come back with a fucking bag of money. Like, and lots of more connections and tools and experience. That's what community is about, and communism is about. And that shit's dead. That shit's illegal. Fucking bullshit, bro. And we're doing something different with life. And so it's, for me, very difficult to figure out. Just constant soul searching. But like, this is how the clock looks like, and there's not a single 2 on the clock. I'm like literally not invited. I'm the fucking outcast of the entire box of human time itself fucking rejecting me. Which is weird, but it's not the full story. Because you can complete everything and you're still gonna be the best of the best. People will still be forced to respect you, even if you're not the right time. Not in the right time, but and in a wrong location. Not only I have a 2 of a personality, I'm a fucking European. So it's a 2-2. It's 2 + 2 = fail. Miserably. Your life is a fucking horror show, basically. Because you have no place. Europe is fucking divided into tiny little pieces, shattered. As if it's supposed to be that way. But that's how it's represented on the map. And it's like a real shattered experience. Of like, you're in a tight spot. You can barely travel. You have to learn different languages. Like, everyone fucking hates you, basically. It feels like you're being crushed. And your country sucks. It's just like, fail, bro. That's what it is. A fail barrage. And your country's constantly failing itself and falling apart. but not quite there, you know, because it's like it has a European Union to keep things in check of like, do you follow this rule? Do you follow that rule? And all that shit, right? And everyone becomes bitter and stupid. So, yeah, I'm motivated to reach the highest level. Because obviously, the moment you give up, you're going to be like, oh, you're a part of a family, and the family is part of the other family. Because when you get married, two families come together to bond you, and potentially they have siblings too, or your parents have siblings, and all of a sudden you're interconnected. The moment you're married and you're giving up, you're interconnected with everyone else. The only problem is that you're married. You know, marriage is the greatest escape and the greatest fucking trap, which, if you choose, you swallow that poison and your life changes forever. So my attempt is to reach the highest level. It's fucking mental, bro. What's gonna happen in my life? Because I'm reaching for level 3. Alright, I'm not getting married. It's all cool. I'm doing a great job. Depression is evil, and I have to defeat it as best as I can. The higher level depression here. Analyzing second level. This is level 0. This is just me mentioning depression as if I know what the fuck I'm talking about. This is level 2, or level 1. So let's recap entirety of level 1. I'm gonna quickly put this in the background. I'm gonna listen to my own shit, why not? To basically get away from UK. And then now I'm like, oh, no more slavery. Now I don't have to work a single day in my life. Like, what is going on? What is this contrast? How do we balance things out maybe a little bit? Yeah, it was pretty weird. In UK, pure slavery. In my home country, pure nothing. But this is much better. This is much better state of being, because it's still stressful enough to do nothing. Because I have full freedom to do whatever I want. In slavery, I can't do much at all, but I am earning money. So it's sort of cool, but it's still slavery. So I'm wasting a lot of time and energy and sanity when I do that. So I prefer the way that it's going right now. Attack the government, you know. Maybe attack the government. That's as close as you can get to a Trump assassination prediction on my channel. But what I did predict is Purge. And I was talking about the Purge 1 year ago. Jesus. We get ass. It's too difficult. English is not very good for typing with a keyboard. We could make something better. In fact, Lithuanian doesn't have double letters. Yeah, English kind of sucks with the double letters. It's so bad for typing. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. 4, 5, 6, 7. Everything is super simple, but type 3. And you're gonna get in trouble. Mission Impossible. All these double letters are slightly slower than the rest of the typing. Yeah, I still have the trees. My Lithuanian thing. Still kind of sucks. You like it? Yeah, often you feel powerless to change broken things. That's a good one. You know, we did not have Discord. We did not even have internet. And right now, just being patient and paying attention is technically the thing to do. Because everyone is like, wow, yeah, everyone is contributing slowly. Very slowly, and they break the depressing thing. So right now, the depressing thing is that we don't have enough porn. Absolutely. Navigating. Fuck you guys. Through objective reality. Some people notice, some people don't. Right? Some people can say something about it. Some people don't. And it's like less than 1% notice. So I'm like, is it objective reality that I smell and I should care about it? Yeah, I love it. I still remember that time, bro. Still gives me PTSD, but if not enough people care that you smell, then it's like, fuck it then. It's not actually that much pressure to do that, take that responsibility. And it is a responsibility sometimes. But sometimes you yourself notice that it makes you uncomfortable. So you do have to take care of that, and usually that takes care of everything. Usually. And sometimes you're just being put in a position where it makes no sense. I've been placed in a workplace where it feels like we're working with Mr. Beast and Logan Paul, basically, levels of toxicity, where I have to perform fucking sports acts, basically, and I start smelling because fucking I'm sweating, bro. I'm running around doing all these things. It's the dumbest fucking experience ever. Where it's clearly not my fault, I'm just being extracted for what I am trying to offer, to the point where things are just breaking. If we're just discussing how I smell, like something has broken for sure. Because it only happens in those special moments where I'm being asked to do way too much, way too fast. Right to me. So I guess I can just listen to myself, and I'm pretty satisfied just listening back to myself. Of like depression, I talked about it. I can listen back to it. It's such a rewarding experience. Straight. It is very different version of me back in the day, but it's so cool. Out of my head. Shit, bro, the sweat is death, and you suck it in, bro. That's such a narcissistic point of view. Yeah, all of a sudden I've changed. I want to stay cool. I want to stay normal so people don't bother me. But it's not normal to the point where I have to wear a fucking suit. Ugh. That's a stupid politician way of doing it. And not every single politician is a good one. If you know what I mean. It's still a competition for them. For us, it wouldn't be a competition if we do it the right way. Alright? But we're not gonna get the benefits. Well, maybe we will. We will. See, the funny thing about benefits is like profit. I don't actually work, but there are working people who earn a lot of money, but they have to spend it on feels good moments, more on entertainment, and they have to spend it all on other people and to look good, on hygiene and all these things to worry about. And maybe the extra on food because they burn more calories and stuff. So they get this sort of profit thing going on, right? The popsicle profit on top, where I get this amount of profit, and it looks like very small amount of profit, but it's actually same amount of profit as everyone else gets. And it's like, well, I guess I'm not worse off at all than other people. I'm just living like everyone else. In fact, I might be living much better than everyone else. Because I live in a compound community of 2 people at least, doing the same thing, and my mom gets even greater benefits. And it's like, yeah, it sucks that we haven't chosen the way our work pays us, but it's not scalable anyways. Across the fucking globe, work hours are not scalable in most situations. You can like get overtime, you can work full hours, or part-time, you can choose that shit. But there's no real scalability. There's no like you work harder and you earn more money. That's not accessible for most people, and I still got the best deal out of it, it seems. So I'm thinking at level 3, there's some kind of benefits that I will get, that politicians get, and we get the same thing, but they have to pay those taxes, so to speak, while I do not have to pay anything to anyone, because I'm still a little fucking fart in comparison to a politician. They have to wear a suit, they have to talk to a bunch of people, they have to show sanity and prove sanity every single fucking time. That sort of stuff, while the pressure is awful of me. I can just show up to my work whenever and however, whichever way I like. I just have to genuinely work, and things generally have to go well. I think that's how it goes, right? Let's keep going. That was pretty cool. By the way, social media blackout evolved into election year for everyone. Everyone can run for anything. They just have to say the right things. And technically on TikTok you can feel that vibe still accumulating. It's not going away. But election year means that you are popular without your consent, pretty much. People care about you and they don't like you, and it's just kind of weird. I feel like I did a proper job at YouTube Rewind, and all I have to do is just improve upon it and make it into a miniature movie where even more shit happens, scripted in a more satisfying way. Go from a comfortable position, which I already mastered to some extent, because it was pretty emotional, right? It was so cool. And I think it's a flawless idea to make YouTube Rewind out of thumbnails. I think it's just flawless. Especially when any YouTuber can pick up those thumbnails and run with it. It's like, yeah, you can't spiral out of control, and people on YouTube have to be tested. The skibbity test drive on everyone. Because right now they're the most susceptible to negativity and spiral of negativity. It sucks, bro. Planet. And some people are very sensitive, so they retire in order to escape negativity. They just make a huge break. They disassociate from YouTube because it's associated with burnout and too much effort. So someone like Captain Sparkles and MadPats belong in the same personality tree that does this sort of negative move. It's very, very interesting what's going on. It gets peeled off with this episode. It wasn't even intended here. But that's the power of storytelling. That's the power of self-expression. And the way depression gets defeated as well. And I'm still sitting in a hot-ass room. Yeah, that's how you remove depression. I mean, that's the go-to way to do it. Be with other people, socialize. It's a go-to. If you can do it, even if you can just summon ghosts, that's good enough. In fact, that's one of the best ways, because the ghosts you're going to be summoning are probably celebrities anyways. That's the funniest thing. And it works because they show up in my dreams to confirm that it works. I love that. Oh, fuck. It's purge time, bitch. Eat it. Eat my unhappiness. That is so crazy that I was able to predict it so well. Numbers. Fucking Taylor Swift versus Ariana in this video. Absolutely. Makes sense to me. Uncomfortable? Yes, Hot Ones is popular because it's so easy to relate to, and it's experimental, right? You want to buy your own sauce, so it's also profitable, guys. Crazy. Sponsorships. And sometimes with sponsorships comes great celebrities, you know. That is basically the most depressing fact, that a lot of your life gets wasted to some extent. You have to hold on to those memories and hope that those will grow into something that will give you the experience, right? Like It's mostly school related what I'm talking about. Although people are also very good at wasting their own time, so I don't know.
I was of you out of their brains as best as they can. But honestly, you gotta unleash those superpowers. Enough is enough. And that is gonna save you from depression.
That's a fucking star, by the way. Now, I wouldn't say think out loud is the solution. I'm just saying doing stuff that crazy people would do. Not putting too many rules and responsibilities to yourself. Because sometimes the responsibility is just to stay silent and not say things and not express your emotions. Self-suppression is not exactly going to help you at all. And when people come to me, but they're suppressing themselves like that, like the latest interaction of like, okay, I understand, okay. That is self-suppression, that is pointless. It's not gonna help you. You have to properly talk to someone if you want to be helped. Or pay them money. That's the only other solution, you know. It's a little pathetic, but it is what it is. Yeah, nobody replies to my comments, but TikTok influencers reply because they care about their fans. Your ability to reply to messages and to actually care is your ability to not be an NPC like everyone else, who's not interesting at all to me. Yeah, absolutely. I'm listening to this garbage and I'm like, well, yeah, I definitely extended this to 2 hours. My brain definitely was like, I'll just say whatever I want. I'm gonna be a crazy person. Still, just 1 year ago, I'm like that. And it's anti-depression to look back and be like, well, I just did a much better job. Even without trying, even without this sort of specific format that I kind of ditched, unfortunately. Because I have my own thing, alright? I can just do this, take a screenshot, post it, and all of a sudden I have that going on. So it's a lot easier for me. I can even change colors for something that would be yellow. So, something like that. Almost yellow. Good enough for me. It's kind of shit yellow. Let me find the special yellow. I guess this is better. Still kind of shit yellow.
The board.
Alright, we did it. I listened to myself. It's kind of relaxing. So that was something pathetic after an hour. But in the spirit of the video, let me see a Key and Peele. It's the coolest thing. I love how difficult it is for me to click on anything that I already watched, and I just like, well, I remember that. So yeah, in the end, this is what matters the most. I'll just reiterate. Only when you feel progress, you will feel like you're actually succeeding, instead of failing to protect your title. And to protect it, you have to go round and round, doing all kinds of things. I see this guy, you know, he's drowning in depression because he's retired. And now his regret is to not post enough Minecraft videos. Not focus on Minecraft solely. Which is kind of dumb. Oh yeah, that's cool. Home ownership is overrated, he says, and you have to listen to that one. Ability to move wherever you want to go. That's pretty OP. Especially if you're not a YouTuber that ever wants to rip into pieces. That's what I would like to achieve as definitely the next stage of earning money from YouTube. So I can rent anywhere. I can move to different locations and test things. Basically. But I have to have tens of thousands of dollars to do that. It's not gonna be easy. At least $10,000 accumulated. And that shit would require millions and millions of views. And I have not even accumulated my first million of views. But we're accelerating, so that's cool. Thank you guys for watching. Give me all your money. I believe I said that at some point during the video, so I'm allowed to do that. I already forgot how. Ah, yeah, the independence. Okay. Alright. Good enough for me. Goodbye.